This is the new Forcible Entry Door made by Firehouse Innovations. The door consists of 6 parts: the base plate, 2 side jambs, a top header, and 2 doors. Also included is a rubber mat to prevent any damage to the apparatus floor, and a toolbox with accessories. Assembly of the door. The side rails shall be free of debris. Base plate will go on the rubber mat, which will prevent any movement or damage to the apparatus floor. Slide the left rail into the hole. Then slide the right rail. Install the header over both rails, matching the bolt holes up with the rails. Install 6 bolts and nuts, hand tight, and you can move the side rails to line up the bolts easily. Hand tight the bolts and nuts. Adjust the rails on the bottom, hand tighten it, which will move the rail against the base. Once hand tightened snugged, tighten the top rail bolts and nuts. Do not over tighten. Hang door number 1. First hinge pin on top. Second hinge pin on bottom. Install the second door. Top hinge pin first. Bottom hinge pin next. Make sure all bolts are hand tight, door complete. How to disassemble the Fire Innovations blue door. Remove the first door by removing the bottom pin. Then remove the top pin. Removal of the second door. Remove the bottom pin first. Then remove the top pin. Loosen up the top bolts on the header, which is attached to the rails. Then loosen the bolts on the bottom rail. The bottom rail bolts are not to be removed all the way. Remove the top header. You can loosen the bottom rail. Do not back out all the way. Lift side rails out of the base. Remove the side rails. And the disassembly has been complete. Included with each Firehouse Innovations blue door is a toolbox. In the toolbox are spare nuts and bolts, 2 rubber bungees, and templates for the plywood, light resistance, and the heavy resistance. Also included are angle irons to represent higher security situations. For spiking method, use the light resistant wood cut. Insert the light resistant wood on the inside slot. For heavy resisting training, insert the heavy resistant wood into the outer slot of the door. To tighten the gap for the door for added training, insert a wedge behind the wood, which tightens the gap. The light and heavyweight wood resistant is to be soaked in water for at least 20 minutes to 24 hours prior to training to increase the resistance. To increase longevity of these doors, please keep the doors inside or covered when outside. The doors can be subjected to water. Please do not kick the doors. Do not shock the doors in the blue area. All forcible entry is to be performed in the silver areas only. Do not double wood resist the doors.